Hello, welcome to the Word Cafe podcast. This podcast has been designed with curated content that centers on the power of words. Can we really do anything without speaking? Can we really do anything without the agency of words? Yes, that is what this podcast is all about. And I am your host, Amakri Isoboye, your neighborhood word trader. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. I trade in words to profit my world. I just have this sweet feeling, and I just have to, come around to share with you the creative. That's what I want to talk about today. The creatives. The other day, I sat down to think about how the mind of the creative works. How does it work? And I quickly realized that they basically, fundamentally, what they see is plucking things from abstraction, interpreting it in ways that the society can appreciate and understand it. And many a times when you look at them, so many times when you see them, they appear to be like insane. So sometimes I ask myself, where do you draw the line between sanity and, as in somebody being sane and somebody being insane in the world of the creatives? Time to them is not a limitation, rather time propels them. So you always see, you can imagine somebody working on the musical note for days, sometimes months, hours, or an artwork takes years to complete. And you're like, why did it take you this long to do this? And more often than not, you hear them tell you, because it was coming to me in frames. So I'm just putting the frames together, So I have to be patient with myself, and get it out there. Now, I saw this TEDx talk. Try to remember her name now. She was talking about a writer, because the ancient Greeks, you go through history, they see the creatives are people with superpowers, that the gods come to talk to them and all that. But the truth is, there is a spirit in man, and the breath of the Almighty, yes, inspires him. So we'll live by inspiration too for the creatives. Now, back to the story I was talking about. So, she's a writer. She writes, poetry and what have you. This particular day, she said, the thoughts came to her to write a poem. And it was like she was in the fields, walking the fields and all that, but she needed to write. She ran. She said the thought overtook her. She followed the thought. The thought went into her, as in her house, her apartment. She went in, and as it were, the thought was moving away because, you're not ready, I need to move on and all that. The way she described it, she caught the thought by the tail, threw the thought back into her, and she was just scribbling. What do you make of that? Somebody said, that lady is insane. But the truth is, that's how the creatives work. That's how they work, and they always put themselves, is it that they put themselves? No, but they always find themselves in that situation, awkward, that does not make sense to us. But at the end of the day, when their work is done, we come to see that, wow, it is actually true. Once I read about Tupac Amaru Shakur, the singer, the rap artist, and he said he had to get himself a driver because Sometimes he's just driving, and lyrics hits. They just hit him. He needs to write. So what does he do? He goes off the way, parks his car. Imagine all that may have cost. So he had to get a driver, because sometimes on the move, on the go, it just comes to him and he needs to put it down. That's how the mind of the creative works, Sometimes we view them from that point of insanity. Van Gogh, for example, when you look at Van Gogh, you say he was termed mad at a time. Van Gogh, the artist, was termed mad. But look at the works he came up with. Amazing. Somehow the way I describe them, they are portals through which thoughts are downloaded, if you want me to say that word, from another dimension, whatever. Yes, but they take from the unseen, which is very real, that realm. They take from that realm, they try to interpret it in a manner that we all can understand. Okay. Let me also give you this story about the internet. Sometimes we wonder who came about the internet, who actually discovered or designed or whatever the internet. If I tell you that the internet was designed by the gypsies, what will you say? Yes, the gypsies. Who are the gypsies? We'll go read about them. They see them as outcasts, people who don't fit in, and they never do. They always fit out, So they came about the internet. And how did they come about it? How did they come about the internet? Simply put, the human-to-human connectivity, talking to one another. Okay, what if I'm very far off and I want to reach out to you? How do I reach out to you? I just have to find a way to get across to you. So creatively, more or less like going into that dimension of creativity and just imagining the wind being a path, like actual path. You're seeing the path. Okay, I can walk on it. Or seeing the wind like a thread that can connect one point to the other. Okay, what do we do? Harnessing the power of electrons, electricity, and they created what we call the internet, communicating from one place to the other. And today it is like, okay, it's free for all. But imagine what the creative mind goes through. So that's how it is. Don't term them crazy. Don't. From my own experience in the realm of the creative, I can really appreciate that. Sometimes my wife is she's my sounding board, I just sit her down and we get talking and I begin to say things to her, and all that, like my imagination, and she's just like, please, it's okay, you're blowing my fuse now and all, So the mind of the creative sometimes can be a jig puzzle, scrambled, whatever here and there, but somehow they try to put it together, piece it together, to present it to the society, maybe in an art form, music, painting, poetry, something like that. Imagine I'm here, you're there, you're hearing me. That's it. The creative mind came up with this, what we call technology. So, for those of us who have them around us, please encourage them. I don't think it's for you to, what's that word now to use now, for you to like shut them down, and pursue them, chase them away and shut them down. No, don't do that. I think it's for us to try and understand and encourage them, to like create more, because we need it. We need more creative minds around us to take all of this, what I say, madness, and make sense of it and create that beauty all around us, that we can take a walk in the park, go to the gallery, go to the studio, listen to good music or something. All of this comes from the creative mind. All right then. Hope I'm not startling you with this, but I just needed to share this with you. You have them all around. We have them all around. Let us encourage them. All right then, I have to run now. I'm having fun, am I? Yes, because I know you're there. Thank you. My name is Amakri. Amakri Isoboye. Bye for now.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Before we sign off, I just want to encourage you. Yeah, it's been a wonderful time. And also, I'd like to hear from you, your feedback. You've been listening to the Word Cafe podcast. I would love to hear from you, the feedback. If you have any questions, you go ahead and ask those questions. You can reach me at my email address, amakrigaribaldi@gmail.com. Amakri is AMACHREGaribaldi@gmail.com. Yeah, and we'll get back. You know how we do it on the show. Thank you.
Awesome time it has been with you on the Word Cafe podcast today. Thank you for being there. You can catch me up on my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all at Amakri Isoboye. Also, you can get copies of my books, A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, and my HRO notebook on Amazon and on Robin Heights online bookstores. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page at the same address. Yes, till we see you again. Bye for now.